Welcome to Sethtra Academy, where we explore how true wealth is built quietly, not loudly. Most people believe getting rich is about earning more. But the truth is, it's about keeping what you earn and letting it work for you again. The rich don't let their money rest. They send it back to work. And that principle, the power of reinvestment, is why the wealthiest people on earth seem to grow richer even when they sleep. Reinvestment is simple. It means taking the profits you've earned and putting them back into the system that created them, instead of spending them. It's how a single seed becomes a forest, how one shop becomes a chain, how one investor builds an empire. When you reinvest, you multiply not just your money, but your momentum. That's why wealth compounds silently while others celebrate too early. Let me tell you a story. A fisherman in Kampot once caught 10 fish a day. He sold 9, ate 1, and used his savings to buy a second net. Months later, he was selling 10 fish a day with less effort. He saved again and built another boat. Then he hired 2 workers. 5 years later, he owned a fleet, not because he worked harder, but because he reinvested earlier. Meanwhile, another fisherman spent every profit on comfort and wondered why his hands were still tired every single morning. Reinvestment is the difference between survival and scalability. The world praises consumption. We love visible success. New cars, new homes, new lifestyles. But the wealthy understand something deeper. Every dollar spent disappears. Every dollar reinvested multiplies. Reinvestment is the art of patience in a world addicted to instant rewards. It's choosing growth over glamour, progress over pride. That's why quiet investors so often outlast the loud ones. For billionaires, reinvestment isn't optional. It's sacred. When Warren Buffett earns dividends, he doesn't spend them. He buys more stock. When Cambodian real estate developers earn rental profit, they buy new land, not luxury items. When family businesses in Singapore grow, they don't celebrate extravagantly. They reinvest into systems, staff, and innovation. That's how empires are born. Not from a single stroke of brilliance, but from disciplined habits repeated for decades. So how do you reinvest wisely? It follows a certain rhythm. Not every dollar should return to the same system, only the productive ones. Here's how the wise do it. First, reinvest in what works. Add capital only to proven, profitable systems, not emotional dreams. Second, reinvest in learning. The best return on investment often comes from upgrading your skills or your network. Third, reinvest in systems. Automate what consumes your time so your mind is free to multiply returns. And finally, reinvest in people. Teach your team, empower your circle. Reinvesting in others is the most stable form of wealth. When you reinvest this way, you don't just multiply your capital, you multiply your capacity. Every time you earn, you face 2 voices. One whispers, "You deserve this." The other whispers, "You can grow this." The first voice leads to lifestyle inflation, a trap that kills long-term freedom. The second builds silent empires. This is why many who make money never truly become rich. They spend before the magic of compounding can begin. The wealthy delay pleasure. They understand that the joy of stability is far greater than the temporary thrill of spending. In Siem Reap, there's a man who owns several guest houses. But if you meet him, you'll see he still drives an old motorcycle. Every tourist season, instead of buying new clothes or gadgets, he reinvests in better rooms, solar energy, and training for his staff. He told me once, "I don't need to look rich. I just want my work to grow even when I rest." Today, his business runs itself and his children are free. That's the invisible magic of reinvestment, wealth that keeps giving back. In nature, rivers flow down from mountains and return through rain. Nothing is wasted. Everything reinvests in the cycle of life. Money too must flow and return. If you hold it too tightly, it dries up. If you release it with purpose, it multiplies. That's what reinvestment really is. Gratitude in motion. It's the universe rewarding those who recycle growth into purpose. So, how can you begin reinvesting today? Start by setting a reinvestment ratio. Even 20% of every profit is a powerful start. Reinvest automatically. Treat it as a sacred bill you must pay to your future self. Track your results monthly and watch how silent compounding works. Most importantly, never break the chain. Reinvestment is a habit, not a one-time act. Because every reinvested dollar is a silent employee working for you 24 hours a day, wealth doesn't shout. It whispers through discipline. And the richest sound of all is silent compounding. Let your profits plant the future. Join Sethtra Academy, where knowledge becomes wealth and reinvestment becomes your quiet revolution. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you next time.